Good morning. I'm Hassan Giordano, and this is your DMV Daily Dose for Friday, November the 8th, 2019.
It's currently clear and 33 degrees in Baltimore. Expect mostly clear skies starting in the afternoon. Today's high will be 42 degrees, and the low will be 32.
The Baltimore Sun's Liz Bowie is reporting that the University of Maryland Board of Regents have chosen a leader from inside to steady the sprawling state system of 12 public colleges and universities following a year of public criticism and turmoil. Dr. J.A. Perman, the president of the University of Maryland Baltimore, will take over next summer as chancellor of the University System of Maryland, replacing Robert Carrick, who had decided not to seek another 5-year term. Perman, a pediatric gastroenterologist, became a president of the University of Maryland Baltimore in 2010. UMB includes graduate schools in health, law, and social services in downtown Baltimore. A native of Chicago, Perman worked at the Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine from 1984 to 1996 before moving to the University of Maryland Medical School to head its pediatrics department. He also served as Dean and Vice President for Clinical Affairs at the University of Kentucky College of Medicine, before returning to Maryland in 2010 to take the president's job. Perman said that he found it difficult to express just how deeply he'll miss UMB and how much he'll miss coming to work each and every day. Quote, and yet I'm excited for this extraordinary opportunity to lead the system and fulfill what I consider one of my life's obligations, ensuring that every person who wants a college education is able to access it, Perman said. The Baltimore Police Union joined State's Attorney Marilyn Mosby in declaring Thursday that an investigation into Detective Sean Suiter's death in 2017 remains open, the Sun reports. Those developments came a day after Baltimore City Police Commissioner Michael Harrison closed the case as a suicide after receiving a Maryland State Police report. He said that the agency's review backed an earlier external investigation that found Suiter had committed suicide. Quote, nor was there any suggestion that the case should be reinvestigated or continued, Harrison said the day before. The state medical examiner's office initially ruled the death a homicide and has not changed that finding. But as various agencies differ on the matter of death, potential payments to the Suiter family have been on hold. A suicide finding could mean the loss of more than $500,000 in benefits, workers' compensation, and pension payouts. State's Attorney Marilyn Mosby says she couldn't comment on an open or pending case, while the Fraternal Order of Police Lodge 3, President Sergeant Mike Mancuso, who is also a detective, contradicted Harrison in a statement to the Baltimore Sun. He said that the Baltimore Police Department detectives still are investigating. Quote, the Suiter case is very much an open and active case being investigated by BPD Homicide, Mancuso said. BPD Homicide detectives are some of the best in the country and will investigate all cases until all leads are exhausted. Speaking of Baltimore police, the Sun is also reporting that Baltimore Circuit Court Judge Lynn Stewart Mays has sharp words Thursday morning, but not for the criminal defendant in our courtroom. Instead, she took to task off-duty Baltimore police officers for a drunken, rowdy bachelorette party that wound up in the early morning hours outside of Norma Jean Strip Club on the block in downtown Baltimore. Quote, we had sworn police officers, most if not all of them pretty drunk, stumbling, staggering, slurring, putting themselves in an environment when nothing positive could come from it, Mays said. Drinking, fighting, it's terrible. It's clear this situation was seconds from totally erupting. The rowdy crowd poured out of the club that night in August of 2018 to cause a confrontation with an off-duty police officer. Mays handed down a suspended prison sentence and 3 years of probation Thursday to Sergeant Marlon Cauchel for punching one of the off-duty women. And Pamela Wood of the Baltimore Sun is reporting that a state judge has issued a proposed decision that may result in Governor Larry Hogan's administration and the largest state employee union returning to the negotiating table after a year-long impasse. The American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, otherwise known as AFSCME, and the Hogan administration have been feuding over wage negotiations that never got off the ground in fall of 2018. Each side filed charges of unfair labor practices against the other. Administrative law judge Brian Patrick Weeks declared that the Hogan administration violated labor laws by attempting to set ground rules that included restricting what the union could post on its website and social media to communicate with its 26,000 members. The administration also attempted to bar the union from communicating with state lawmakers and seeking changes in state law. Now, the Sun's Lily Price is reporting that police are investigating a shooting at a Glen Burnie home where a man said that he shot one of two men who had entered his house and attacked his fiancée. The suspect suffered 9 life-threatening injuries. At about 7:30 a.m., police responded to the 700 block of Nabbs Creek in Glen Burnie for reports of a home invasion and a shooting, police said. A man was tending to his chickens when he heard a commotion and went to check on his wife, police said. Thomas Fisher, the homeowner, later said that it was his fiancée. Fisher said that he was outside feeding his chickens when he heard his French bulldog, Wesley, frantically barking. Quote, I pushed open the front door and noticed 2 gentlemen inside my house holding down my girlfriend, Fisher said. He said he then slammed open the door, grabbed a 12-gauge shotgun loaded with a buckshot, and chased the 2 men outside where he shot one of the suspects in the leg. The other suspect ran from the house and is being pursued by police who they said they may know his identity. I didn't want to kill him. I could not live with that on my mind, Fisher said. It is believed that the attack was targeted and all 4 individuals knew one another, said Sergeant Jackie Davis, a police spokesman. But homeowner Fisher said he does not know the 2 men that entered his house this morning, whom Fisher said were white and in their 30s, and that the men had a silver gun and a large knife. Fisher said he shot the man with an old antique shotgun from 1940 that he had in case anything ever happened. Fisher said when he entered his house, he saw 2 men, a gun, and my girl. His fiancée, 28 years old, was transported to a local hospital for minor injuries. The injured suspect is also in the hospital. And remember, the DMV Daily will be hosting our Value My Vote 2020 Candidates Debate this Monday, November 11th, Veterans Day, from 6 to 8 p.m., as we host a 3rd Council District Forum and a live stream debate between the candidates running for City Council in the 14th Councilmatic District, which include Rita Church, Joseph Kane, and Odette Ramos, who are seeking to replace retiring City Councilwoman Mary Pat Clark. The event will be hosted by former Baltimore City Mayor Sheila Dixon and held at the Function Co-working Community located at 4709 Harford Road, next to the McDonald's on Harford and Cold Spring. We hope to see you there. I'm your man, Mr. Politics, and this has been your Daily Dose for Friday, November the 8th, 2019. For more information on the articles that I have mentioned or the Value My Vote live stream debate, just go on over to our website, www.dmvdaily.news.